everyone, welcome to my channel. This video is going to be all about the Tucson Gem Shows, so if you're into that, just keep watching. So if you weren't aware, every year in Tucson between January and February, the entire city is filled with over 50 gem and mineral conventions. So each show has over 100 vendors, and each vendor is from all over the world. It is absolutely amazing, overwhelming, beautiful, incredible. If you're a crystal person, you have to go. Me and my mom went for the first time, and we were there for 4 days, which was only enough to see about 5 shows at the rate that we went, but we were absolutely satisfied with what we got to see and our experience. We booked our hotel several months in advance. We didn't have a problem. It wasn't full or anything like that. If you do want to stay right on top of the shows, it's probably a little bit harder to get those hotel rooms, especially since some of the shows book out entire hotels, and each room of the hotel is a gem show.
Oh my gosh.
So we stayed a little bit out of town, which was nice because we drove in with our rental car and we didn't have too much of a problem parking. It did cost between $3 and $20 to park, depending on the show. They do have a shuttle in Tucson, but me and my mom had a rental car and we did not use it. So if you went to Tucson and used the shuttle, comment down below because I'd love to hear your input and experience with that. So out of the shows that we went to, my absolute favorites were the 22nd Street show, the Kino show, and the Pueblo show. I loved all of these because they were huge and they had such a variety. I was mainly there just to buy for my own personal collection. I wasn't wholesale. A lot of the places, specifically Jogs and a little bit of Kino, were only selling to wholesalers. So if you didn't have a retail license, it was really hard to buy from those vendors. The 22nd Street show was nice because it was just massive and there was such a variety. They did have food trucks. It was easy to sit down in the shade and eat and then go back into the tent, because they were massive tents, and look at more vendors. Parking was also very easy at the 22nd Street show, and it only cost $3. I would highly recommend going to the show, especially if you're a newbie to Tucson. If you're a crystal person that's into like the metaphysical properties of crystals or crystal healing, I would absolutely recommend the Heaven and Earth show. That's run by Robert Simmons, who wrote this book. This is one of the best books for crystal healing and crystal metaphysics, so if you're into that, definitely get this book and check out Heaven and Earth. What's amazing about the Heaven and Earth show is that everything is so clean, it's labeled, it's nice. If you're looking for something specific, that's definitely where I would go. The Kino show was cool because it was all outside. It really felt like a marketplace in some other country or something. It was just absolutely amazing. If you're planning to go to Kino, make sure to check the weather. Because it is outside, you do not want to be walking around when it's 99 degrees, so make sure that you go early in the morning or you plan accordingly, especially if you're sensitive to temperature and walking around in dust. So I think my absolute favorite show was probably the Pueblo show, which was held at the Desert Inn Hotel. It was indoor, it was outdoor, they had everything. It was just such a fun show to go to, and that's one of the ones where you definitely needed cash. There were ATMs, but most of them were broken, and a lot of the vendors only accepted cash. So make sure you have cash on hand, not just at this show, but at all the shows. It's just helpful, especially because a lot of the vendors come from all over the world and they do not accept credit cards. So we spent between 3 and 6 hours at each of these shows, and by the end of the day, we were absolutely beat. So if you want to go see more of the shows, you would definitely need to be in Tucson for more than 4 days. I also wish that we had an extra day just to explore the town and the surrounding area. I mean, it's in the desert, it's absolutely beautiful, and we did not have enough time to go exploring or to see anything like that. So if you're into that part of traveling, definitely leave an entire day for that, because these rock shows take so much time to get through. So if you're planning to go to Tucson, here are my tips and tricks. Bring water. It is in the desert, it is hot, and you need water and you need snacks to keep you going. You do not want to pass out at somebody's booth or something like that. I didn't see that happen, but we had water, so just bring water. Don't spend all your time and energy and money in one place, especially because if you find something you love at one booth, it's probably half the price next door. Definitely look around, scout out before you just go all in and blow your budget, because you might find something really amazing at a show tomorrow. There's just so much. My next tip is to negotiate. A lot of these vendors are from all over the world and they do not want to go back to their country with all their inventory. So many sellers were willing to cut a deal with me that it's definitely worth asking about. So my next tip is to download the app and get the official guide. So the Tucson Gem Show app is so helpful because they have all the directions and the addresses of all the shows and what they have mainly, and if they're wholesale or retail. It was just very helpful and organized to have that all in one place and on my phone, so I had it everywhere that we went. My mom really loved the Gem Show guide because it is like a catalog, so while you're back at your hotel planning your next day, you can look through and see which types of things that you want to see, which vendors have them, and it's just a really good way to plan. Like I said before, have cash. If you don't have cash, you could miss out on buying something that you really love. Okay, so that was my experience at the Tucson Gem Shows. If this was helpful, please give me a thumbs up. And if you have anything else that you would like to add from your trip, please comment down below and let us know how that went. I am in the process of making my haul video, so if you're interested to see what I bought for my personal collection, subscribe so you do not miss that video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.